What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Honcho, and this is my guy.
Siriaco, you call me Rocco.
And we are Fourth and Fantasy back at it again to give y'all the vibes, give y'all the insight to attack y'all leagues this wonderful holiday season, which is also my favorite holiday tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone that celebrates Happy Thanksgiving. Rocco, what you doing tomorrow, my boy?
I'm grilling a turkey. Don't ask me
Ooh,
how I'm gonna do it. I'm consulting with Google uh, all day tomorrow. I got the turkey ready. It's going in the grill. I know it has to go on a pan, and I know it has to be indirectly on the off the fire. So it's got to be half of the fire on the grill on one side, and the other half with the flames off. That's the side the turkey goes on. But yeah, that's my job for tomorrow. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make a badass salad,
mm.
and that's my job.
Listen, I can't
What
be mad
about
at
you?
that. You are a brave man for attacking a turkey, my sir. I'm not doing none of those duties. Actually, I am not bringing a damn thing. What I am bringing is myself. I'm bringing the vibes, like we're bringing our audience right now. I have two places to go to tomorrow, so it's just really about leftovers. But we know what we're kind of, what we're looking forward to tomorrow. Food and football, my, you know what I mean? That's what the two F's. And if you want to add the three in there, you can throw family in there. You know what I mean? But with the first two, though,
That's a
football,
that's a you saying that's a distant third.
you know what I mean? That's a, you know what I mean? Sure, shout out to all the family, though. No, I'm just kidding, though. Love your family. This is the time to be thankful for everything that you do have and, the love, your loved ones that you have around you during these times. But yeah, we're all about that football. We're all about that. And the number one thing of Thanksgiving, if you ask me, is that wonderful food, them leftovers for a few days. So that's what those are my plans for tomorrow. And hopefully my Cowboys don't let me down against these stinky Giants.
We got a guest in here. I don't know where he's at, but Max, our third guy of the three amigos and
Yes,
part of Fourth and Fantasy, we got Max in the house.
Max is in the house. Uh, let's see,
There he is.
my G. You don't deep fry? No, hell no, I don't deep fry. I mean, I'm personally not going to deep fry the turkey. I tell you that. Not happening.
See, see, I love a good deep fried turkey, but I don't want to end up in the hospital. When I should be eating food and watching football. So I'm not gonna fry it. I'm gonna stick to the grill. We're gonna make it happen.
We're going to make it happen, baby. But listen, like we've been bringing up the few last couple of weeks, we're on Blue Sky. Follow us on Blue Sky. Get us, this is our page. Follow us. This is where we put our some content, some write ups on players that we think,
I like
whether
that
it's,
backdrop.
and it look good, don't it? But
That looked like one of my teams right there. It was that JT
yeah,
Jefferson's Jets
yup,
and Herbert.
yes, sir. Yeah, them boys are going crazy. But follow us on Blue Sky. We're almost at 400. Thank you all for just once again tapping in with us, just interacting with our content. It's if you go there, if you go look now, you'll see some write ups about Dontavian Wicks and Romeo Dobbs being out this week, and how I think or how we think Wicks could do this week. But that is our Blue Sky. Once again, thank you all for tapping in. We greatly appreciate it. But we got a couple topics for y'all today. You know, I think a hot topic that needs to die actually is the MVP award being a QB, just a QB award, right? I think we've seen quite a few fantastic seasons from other skill positions on the field that very much should have been considered for MVP seasons.
Hmm.
Saquon Barkley is having one of them years now. He's having one of them, you know, I think he should be seriously. in the lines up there with Lamar Jackson. I don't think there's nobody who's been more the if you think about the essence of what the MVP award is, the most valuable player. I don't think the Philadelphia Eagles are where they're at this point of the season without Saquon Barkley, right? He's had 223 rushing attempts, which is first in the NFL.
Hmm.
1,392 rushing yards, first in the NFL. He has 10 rushing touchdowns, which is tied for fourth. This man is literally holding it down for that offense when there's been Devontae Smith who hasn't had the where he's been banged up and hasn't had the season that people had looked for him. And then you have AJ Brown who's been banged up a bit, which is I saw his stats the other day. He has like
Hmm.
39 catches for 721 yards. Crazy to think about. Like he's almost about to have a
I
thousand
believe he missed
yards.
3 games, I want to say.
Yes, this man is balling, and I actually do have a clip of Saquon Barkley this season. But you tell me, do you think that Barkley should be considered in that MVP consideration? Go.
I think he should be a contender, but I mean, if we're gonna look at this realistically, um, there hasn't been anything besides a quarterback position winner of the MVP since 2012. So we're looking at nine, some quick counting. 11 straight quarterbacks have won the MVP,
Tired of it,
and
man.
it might as well be the most valuable QB because
At this point,
um, it looks like to me it's Lamar Jackson's to lose. Um, yeah,
which is yeah, yeah.
Saquon is playing great, but so is the Eagles'
Mm,
defense. I think the Eagles' defense, they're just so much better than they were even when they made the run to the Super Bowl. They're just
yeah,
locked down. Their defensive backfield is so much better.
I
Um,
agree.
Cooper DeJean is a great player. Their defensive line is really great. But if you look at most valuable, I would say without Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens would be like a 4-win team.
I wouldn't be able to disagree with you on that one. I think without Lamar Jackson, the Ravens would be definitely in some deep shit and wouldn't be where they're at. But
And and if you look at it, he's having
hmm,
the best season probably of his career, and he already has 2 MVPs.
100%, and for him to win, well, for a running back, right? For for him to potentially go on to win his third MVP award in several years, I wouldn't be mad at that. I love me some Lamar Jackson. I don't think anybody deserves the recognition more than him. As there was so much scrutiny that he had to deal with coming into the league. So I love it. Love to see that. Love it for the league. Love it for him. I just so tired of seeing QBs just win this MVP award when there's been just as great statistical seasons from other skills positions on the field. I get it. The QB position is the most important spot on your team. If you're starting, I think who was the old Colts head coach that had like the famous line of if you're the
Mora.
yeah, Mora, where he was like, if Peyton Manning goes down, if our starting quarterback goes down, we're fucked, and we don't practice fucked. I thought that.
Oh, you mean Tony Dungy, right?
Thank you, Tony Dungy. I think it was, and
Tony Dungy.
he said we don't practice fucked, and I saw, I like, honestly think Barkley should be leading. Ugh, this is so hard. I don't want to
I
take it.
think he
I
should
don't
be
want.
MVP just for that
Just
reverse
off the reverse hurdle. Who
the
like you?
reverse hurdle. That should win him the award right there.
I'm telling you,
Boom.
oh my
The
god,
spin move, just the combination. Like I don't think you can really pull that off in Madden. I mean, that's just
no, they actually just added the hurdle.
it's not even video game because that's some shit that you won't even see in a video game. But
They added it to Madden, so you can now reverse only for I think it's only Saquon. You can reverse hurdle in that game. It looks weird in the game, which tells me it's even crazier that he did it in real life. But yeah, but he's putting up video once again.
And
When
go
go
ahead.
ahead, no, do you think?
No, I just had a kind of a funny incident in my main league, in my home
Hmm.
league. This is the league that, if I lost every other league, this would be the league that I would still be in.
Yeah.
A guy who just traded for Saquon Barkley, he traded a 26 first and T Higgins, but that's not the headline here. He tried to play me and offer me Saquon, just Saquon, nothing else. Saquon for um, Tank Dell.
Hmm.
Okay. Tyrone Tracy. I could see maybe both of those for Saquon.
Hmm.
And Anthony Richardson in a super flex league.
Hmm.
And then the funniest thing is the drama behind it because he's trying to also offer this trade to another guy where he's trying to get Brock Purdy,
Yeah.
like a DK Metcalf,
Uh,
and
I don't.
shit, who is his other running back? DK Metcalf, and like another like solid starter
Yeah.
for Saquon Barkley, and he's telling him that he already has the trade locked in with me.
Oh nah.
But the thing is, like, we all talk, so we exposed his bullshit pretty quickly,
I love
and
that.
and now he's like, bro, if you don't make this trade, you are somebody else is gonna make this trade, and they're gonna beat you.
Don't you love when people capping and you catch them in they lie? Boy,
He's trying to hit me with the FOMO.
right,
He's thinking I'm a fear on missing out on this,
right, sir. Ain't
but
no one making that trade. Yeah.
I already know the layout of my league. I've been in this league 9 years.
Mm,
There's there's three, maybe four possible contenders. One of the contenders is me. The other
mm,
contender, he just traded Saquon because he's trying to get younger while still staying relevant. Another guy, well, actually, the other two guys, they don't
mm-hmm,
have any depth pieces to trade to make any kind of remote trade like this.
mm-hmm.
And another guy's already told him no, so there is no market for this trade.
So Rocco, I have a question for you, man. If you were a contender, right, and you had the possibility of acquiring yourself a Saquon Barkley, let's say you're the third ranked team in the league, and you need a little bit of help. Are you going to go try to pick up yourself a Saquon Barkley?
It really depends on the price, honestly.
Oh,
I'm not.
Max said he traded Saquon for two first. I'm not mad at you, goddamn it. That's what we do out here. That's what we
Get,
flip. I love me some Barkley, but we flipping motherfuckers out here.
give me two first. I don't want to. I don't want to give. I don't want to give. I'm not giving you three studs for him. That's just gutting my team. But two first, if I have it, take those two first.
Hell yeah,
Um, yeah, I think I would. I think I would trade the first for him. Um, but
100%. What kind of
you
first
know,
though? What kind of first?
I mean, if I'm getting Saquon, they're probably gonna be too late first. At least that's what I'm anticipating. But I
Mhm.
think you're gonna get a 25 first and a 26 first. Not many people are gonna have those two 25 first to offer.
Even as a rebuild, are you still on Saquon?
No, it makes me nervous because he's getting like 30 touches a game,
Mm-hmm.
so it makes me a little bit nervous that I could, and that's part of my reason why I don't want to trade for Saquon. Because in
Mm-hmm.
this league, I got a CMC, I got Derrick Henry,
Yeah.
I got Jonathan Taylor, so I'm pretty set at running back. I mean, Jonathan Taylor hasn't been playing the greatest, but
No.
I have enough running backs there to feel good about it. Um, but as a rebuilder, no, I'm not. I'm not. I'm selling. I'm selling. I'm not trying to take on a 27, soon to be 28-year-old running back. I don't give a shit how well he's playing.
Hey, I'm not. You know what? How we feel about here. Try to get as much as you can. You always want to be the first. You don't want to be late moving off of somebody, but you also don't want to be too early moving off somebody as well.
I'm trying. Shoot, I'm trying to draft the next Saquon.
Whew, I'm
I'm trying
telling
to
you.
trade the next Saquon, but Max, I didn't see this video, but he's saying that AJ Brown basically said that Saquon is the best player in the world.
Could you disagree with that? I don't think so. Could you? How many people you think just could do that goddamn hurdle? I know I the fuck can. I know I haven't seen somebody do that, and as many years I've been watching football, so he might not be wrong. Is he
He's
the best
definitely
player?
the most
Oh
fun, the
yeah,
most fun player to watch. That's for damn sure.
you ain't never lied. So here at Fourth and Fantasy, do we believe Saquon Barkley should be in consideration for the MVP?
I
Honcho thinks yes.
I think he's gonna come in second.
And it might piss me off, but I wouldn't be mad at Lamar getting his third
Lamar is
MVP.
just, I mean, when we talk about most talented players in the league, I mean, Lamar is just a alien. Like he does everything so well,
Now I
and they
have a
finally got him a supporting cast.
now I got a second question for you. Now that since we're on the same line, same type of wavelength of awards, if you will, somebody who's been heating up, somebody who I think has taken that lead away from Mr. Jaden Daniels, person who we thought was going to run away with this. Bo Nix. I think he now is the leader for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I don't know what you think, Rocco.
I mean, how could he not be? I mean, he's by far the hottest rookie quarterback in the entire league. I mean, he has the, he's not quite as athletic as Jaden Daniels, and he
Hmm.
didn't start quite as hot, but he's been consistent the whole year. I mean, he's ascending while Jaden Daniels is going backwards. Um, some of it, I mean, some of it can be attributed to the rib injury. Some of
Hmm.
it can be attributed to the schedule just started getting a little bit tougher. Um, people started getting tape on it, but I mean, it's hard to not vote for Bo Nix right now. I mean, he's leading the team, that was pretty terrible last year. I mean,
Terrible.
a
Dog
middling
ass.
team,
Dog
and
shit.
I mean, just the way Coach Payton just got rid of so many people. I mean, people ridiculed them for letting go of Russell Wilson and eating, just millions and millions, tens of millions of dollars. I think maybe even $100 million of cap space just to get Russell Wilson out the building. A Russell Wilson that's playing good for Pittsburgh right now.
Knicks on the roll and a
Ooh,
dart to
ooh,
the 30-yard line. Cortland Sutton on the run.
ooh. I thought I had muted all the clips. Goodness gracious, that caught me off guard.
No, you're good. I wasn't sure what was happening. I didn't know what to do with my hands.
So,
But he's just ascending. I mean, it seems like he's getting better every week. I mean, he came within a blocked field goal of beating Kansas City just a couple
yo,
weeks ago.
speak on it. Speak on it.
Just a couple weeks ago, just a weird fluke play, or he would have beaten, Kansas City in Kansas City, as a rookie in his 10th game. So, um, unless Jaden Daniels starts playing a lot better, it's really Bo Nix's uh, award to lose. The
Mm.
only other guy, my dark horse would be maybe a Brock Bowers,
Oh,
just
I
because he's
totally
gonna
forgot.
break
Oh my god.
every tight end rookie record imaginable.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, he's just amazing, and just a total outlier for his position. But Bo Nix is a quarterback, and
How they feel
with
about
these
them quarterbacks?
awards,
Yeah.
if a quarterback's in the award, a quarterback's usually going to win that award.
Yeah.
It's just how it
This
goes.
it's just a bias towards them. And but man, has Bo Nix has it's just been a joy, and I felt like We've talked about him so much this season in our podcast, but he's just been a joy. I love watching Bo just throw to sling it. You know what I mean? He has an arm. He has the accuracy. His, you know, the touch that he has to like look at these clips. He doesn't look like a rookie out there. You know, and the times where we seen Bryce Young struggle, we seen Anthony Richardson struggle, we seen numerous guys have trouble succeeding. Now we're seeing better from Bryce Young. We're seeing better from Anthony Richardson.
Hmm.
But Bo just kind of just stepped on the scene and been doing his thing. Now he's been paired in a great situation. I wouldn't say a great situation because when he got drafted by the Broncos, we're like, all right, there's something there. I like Bo Nix as a prospect. Now the receiver core or receiver group wasn't nothing too sexy, but he's making it work. And I think if they get another receiver in there that actually, can take more attention off of, hey, maybe they bring back Sutton. I wouldn't be upset with that. They could bring back Sutton. Troy Franklin is going to continue to develop. Marvin Mims seems like they're figuring out ways to get him the ball
Hmm.
in
Hmm.
different ways. Love that for this Broncos offense and what he's been able to do. His progressions are getting, working through his progressions are getting a lot better. He's getting better at reading defenses, so he has them in the playoffs right now. If the NFL season ended today, the Broncos would be in the wild card. Now, could you have said that before the season has started that you thought the Denver Broncos were going to be in the playoffs?
They looked like a two-win team coming into the season.
You see me, you feel me. So this year, Bo Nix is QB7 as a rookie. It kind of remind. I won't put him in the same, you know, group tier. 'Cause I know some people go crazy about on that, but he's not too far off of having a season like CJ Stroud was having last year. If we're being completely honest, he has 2,548 passing yards for the season right now, 16 tutties, and only 6 interceptions. So he's taking care of the football. Now, we're going to see how this end of the season goes for them and how they ended off, and if they
Hmm.
actually do, end up making the playoffs. I hope they do because it just would be a wonderful kick or just a wonderful achievement for an already spectacular rookie season, in my opinion.
Absolutely, absolutely, and a thing that people should know. I'm not sure if everybody realizes because he doesn't exactly look the part. Um, he's got 300 yards on the ground, and when I look at a dynasty quarterback, getting those extra yards on the ground, that's almost an extra touchdown a game, and when your points are 4 points per touchdown, so
Hmm.
that's not insignificant, and that's something that C.J. Stroud didn't bring to the party. Um, but besides that, just watching him play, just his ability to throw on the move
Hmm.
and throw at multiple arm angles. Like when he's moving and he's throwing it like sidearm, I'm like,
Love that shit.
there's no
I
way,
love
there's
that
no
shit.
way, and it's a dart right to, right to his player, and
Mm.
it's not like he's surrounded with elite talent.
No.
His running backs are just the kind of a ragtag group. Cortland Sutton, he's having one of the best seasons of his career. He wasn't doing this kind of stuff
Hmm.
with Russell Wilson. Um, he's and Deshaun Vele, he's an undrafted 27-year-old rookie.
Hmm.
Um, Marvin Mims, who hasn't really done much in his career. Troy Franklin hasn't really even gotten on the field. With little Jordan Humphreys, he's doing it with not an elite set of receivers. You know, where on the other hand, C.J. Stroud had really good receivers.
No,
Look at
I
that!
have
Look at
to.
that! Look at that play going towards the sideline. Wow.
So one more question. One more question before we go to our next topic. With Bo, if you had to if you had to, I guess that would be unfair because I think Stroud had an incredible season last season. But if you had to pick right now, just based off the seasons that they had, would you go Caleb Williams or would you go Bo?
I think in Dynasty or as a real life quarterback.
Dynasty.
Um, give me Give me Bo. I just trust his offensive environment and coaching staff much better than what Caleb's got. I mean, Caleb could be looking at a full blown uh, coaching upheaval next year. I mean, he's already lost the offensive coordinator who should have gotten fired. And his head coach looks like he's got one foot out the door as well.
Hmm.
On the other hand, Denver's only going to get better. I feel like they're in good hands with Coach Payton. He's already, grasping, uh, Coach Payton's playbook and just getting better and better each week. So, I mean, get this guy, a legit tight end and maybe a wide receiver one. Um, if Estime's the guy, so be it. Or, this is a strong running back draft. They can draft a really good running back. So,
Hmm.
I mean, at this point, I just trust the offensive environment that Bo Nix is in. And to be honest, I can't even say that Bo Nix is not more talented than Caleb Williams. This is something that nobody would have said
Hmm.
6 months ago. But
No,
I mean, just look at their play.
no. And I have a quick little, you know, ranking, if you will, to show. And so so kind of how this goes is it lets you pick which one, and then it'll keep asking you. So your four options here, and this one is Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, and Drake May, the four rookie quarterbacks this year, right? So you said you would go Bo Nix over Caleb. Is that correct?
It's going to be controversial, but give me Bo Nix
All right.
until I get more information.
Jaden Daniels or Drake May?
I think I take I think I take Drake May. I just think
Ooh.
he's the prototype. Um, and some of the fears that I had with Jaden Daniels is he's slight in frame, and one of his closest comparables is RG3. So you know, at this point, pick up your play. But right
Max,
now,
hey,
I think I'll take Drake May. I
hey,
think
Max is
Max
over
is going
here.
crazy right
All
now.
right, Max is like, okay. All right, he
I just
said
think
Drake
Drake
May.
May is like, like a hybrid Josh Allen, like Justin Herbert type.
Yeah, and I
Just
think
the ability of the throws he can make and some of
yeah,
his athleticism.
with Drake May, it's I don't think you can give him the same grace as you give Jaden Daniels just because Jaden Daniels has more weapons, in my opinion. I think he also has a better offensive play caller, and um, even though Cliff, what's his name? Cliff. I always forget how to pronounce his last name, but
Cliff Kingsbury.
yeah, thank you, Cliff Kingsbury. He, I think he's starting to get figured out a little bit as the season goes on. But what I think one thing that I do love about Jaden Daniels is his rushing ability, which he has been doing less over the last few
Hmm.
weeks,
Hmm.
except against the Cowboys. He actually ran that thing, so I think he is starting to get healed up a bit. But one thing that I was beating on the table with people was Drake May was a good quarterback coming into this. There's a lot of people like he's so. There's a reason why Josh Downs looked as good as he did. It's
Hmm.
because Drake May in college, Drake May was throwing him that ball in college. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be mad if someone chose Drake May over Jaden Daniels. But you chose Drake
And
May.
maybe I'm
Yeah.
not giving him as much grace as I should,
Mm.
considering I just shit on Caleb Williams' offensive environment, and Drake May is probably in just as bad or worse. But I
Yeah.
feel like he's shown just when I see him play, it looks like he's overcoming some of those warts. When I see um, Caleb Williams not quite showing me as much with his bad coaching staff
I
and
will say,
offensive environment.
I will say, Caleb last game was making quite some hell of a throws. Like, he
Oh, he
is
can make
starting.
some throws,
He was
and like,
looking good.
and all of this is just this. All of this stuff is razor thin,
Mhm.
and I can change my mind after next week. This as we sit here right there, that's my
Mhm.
snap judgment.
All right. So Drake May or Bo
I'm gonna
Nix?
stand on the business right now.
Stand on that motherfucking business, Rocco. Stand on that damn business. So which
Max
one
said he
would
was
you?
at that game when Bo Nix lit up the Bucks.
I know you was in there. I know you was in them stands crying, Max. It's okay. It's all right.
Max was fucked up.
I know that boy was
Every
gone.
time he
Hey,
come home from the game, he's like, "I'm drunk."
that boy was gone. Listen, would you do Drake May or would you do Bo Nix? I'm going with Bo Nix, but let me lay it on me.
I think the Bo Nix, Sean Payton, just that fit is
Hmm.
like hand in glove. I mean, those guys. I mean, we've seen what could happen, the fireworks that could happen when Sean Payton gets his guy a quarterback. We've
Hmm.
seen him prop up guys that may not be the greatest guys. Um, this is clearly Bo Nix at this time. Things could change. Drake May they can hire an offensive coordinator. That makes sense.
Hmm.
They can sign maybe a T Higgins. They need a number one really bad. I think all
Yeah,
these other guys will slide in.
yeah.
But I can see the path for Bo Nix to be an elite quarterback right now. Um, it's a little bit more murky for Drake May. And I will say this: I think Drake May is more naturally talented than Bo Nix. But if I was to make a bet uh, with my dynasty team, I would I would trade Bo Nix for Drake May if somebody wanted Drake May. I mean, I would
Mhm.
trade for Bo Nix if somebody wanted Drake May. Put it
And
that
Max
way.
said Drake May has exceeded expectations with this current dog shit roster and
Dog
mediocre
shit,
coaching dog shit. Mediocre coaching staff. Mayo and Alex Van Pelt have no clue what they're doing. It's week
man.
13 and Javon Baker. Yeah, free Javon Baker. Free my
The sh-
dog.
the
Free
shit he's
my
doing
dog.
is it's
I
just
don't,
it's Van Wilder what he's
mm.
doing out there. It's just crazy.
Right. Free my young jit, man. I don't even care if you have to tell him the plays on the sideline. Free my dog. Cause ain't no way that you giving goddamn what's his name? Born. No way you're giving Born more snaps than Javon Baker after you saw what Javon Baker was doing to these people in the preseason and in fucking training camp.
Th-
Are you
This
serious?
this is what I'm gonna say. I've seen Javon Baker drop two times in my dynasty leagues out of 25 leagues. Aggressively go after that guy. He's
100%.
100 times better than anything else you'll find on waivers.
Right now, hell yes. And we one thing
Unless
that
you're in a
we
10-team league, you're
am
not
oh
finding
yeah.
shit that talent anybody close to as talented as Javon Baker. Not even close. Get that
And
guy.
y'all know how we feel about 10-team leagues. We hate them bitches. We do not like them. It's their You know what I'm saying? When every team could be a super team, I'm not fucking with it. So
It
it's
it becomes less of a game of skill and more of a game of luck.
and I do what Max said. I do like Ted McMillan or T Higgins. They're kind of the same player to me. So if I wouldn't go after both, but Ted McMillan would be a. I think they need a bigger receiver, even though they have quite a no. I think Javon Baker 6'1". Jalen Polk is I think like 6'2". No, so they got some good size, but Ted McMillan is a different beast. I think
Uh,
he's a big guy with great separation. But what you think?
I think they're going to go after offensive line, and Tet's going in the first. So unless you want to spend let me put it this way: unless the Patriots do the smart thing and
Mhm.
trade back and pick up a lot more picks, um, which they can do because I mean the Patriots got their quarterback. So if any of these quarterbacks jump up and they have somebody willing to make an offer for one of them, I would trade back. If I was a GM, I would always be looking to trade back.
Mhm.
You seen how I draft,
Yeah.
um, but that would be the only way I can see them getting their hands on a Tet McMillan if they can trade back maybe into the middle of the first round, get Tet, get some picks, and hammer offensive line with all those other picks. I think it makes more sense to go get a free agent like a T. Higgins, assuming that Cincinnati lets him walk.
So, will you? So we go here. Are you going with Drake May? I think you said Bo Nix. I think it's from the discussion we just had, Bo Nix is the answer here.
So what you're saying is I have Bo Nix as my rookie QB1.
We're going to happen. Let's see. Let's see what these rankings tell us. Would you do Drake May or Caleb Williams?
Mm, it's tough.
We got people
Um,
watching now, Rocco. Hold on. We don't get no tomatoes thrown us. We don't get stoned now. Come on. Well, you're on the hot seat. Ooh.
well, let's see. Well, let's break them down. Both of
Okay.
them are on bad teams, but I think Drake May's a little bit bigger, a little bit more athletic. Um, Caleb Williams has just an amazing inventory of throws and throw angles. mm,
That's crazy, right? Like
shit.
that's imagine before the season. Now you over here thinking, ah,
Give me Drake. Give me Drake.
ooh, he's spicy.
Give me
It is
Drake.
spicy,
Give me Drake. Sorry,
spicy.
sorry, Caleb.
But
Zero,
Kayla, all the
zero shares, zero cares. Sorry, I wasn't drafting
it's
you at
good.
101. I didn't have
Oh,
any 101s, but
this man. All right, I think this might be the last one until it gives us your rankings of how
Jaden
you.
Daniels, easy.
Oh, he
Boom.
said easy money.
Easy money.
And if you couldn't tell, Caleb Williams is going to be literally at the bottom of this ranking. If you couldn't tell, Bo Nix is his number one rookie quarterback right now, with Drake May as a close second, Jaden Daniels in third. Do you think this is fairly accurate how you're viewing these quarterbacks right now?
Right here, right now. That is how I see it. Um, any of these rankings could change. We still have time left in the season, um, but that's how I see it right now.
I ain't mad at that. Bo will probably be my number one too. And
Let me just say like this
yes, please,
for my
please.
last point. Bo Nix right now is the most likely to get into the playoffs. If he has a few big moments in the playoffs, I think this will quickly become the consensus.
I like it. And I literally bought Bo a few times. And the one that comes to my mind is I bought Bo for a 2026 first and a 2026 third or second, either one of those. Easy money to me. Easy money. If now I would 100% do that
Superflex?
trade. Yes, super flex. I would do that 100% over again if I could today. And it has saved my season by far. I am the before this last two game skid, I was the number one team. I'm still number three. I have the number one the number one point scored
Hmm.
team in the league. And I'm looking at if I win out these next 2 weeks, I could get that second spot and a first week bye. So we chugging along. I like Bo.
My strategy was I had a very solid top eight, and after that top eight, I was getting Bo every time I could.
Bo's a selection. So that's how we feel about Bo over here. Now, our next topic because I feel like it's getting a little hot in New York, which is crazy because it's in November. We're about to be in December. It's getting a little hot. The hot seat might be coming on our. I won't even say good friend because fuck him, but Brian Dayball. It didn't seem like Neighbors had a lot of good things to say about him this last game. Do you think Brian Dable will be back in New York as the head coach for the Giants?
Well, the thing is, when when your top rookie wide receiver, who for most of the season has looked like the top rookie receiver in this class, when he doesn't get a target in the first half, and I don't give a shit who's the quarterback. I mean, he had I think like 6 catches for 50 yards in the second half. So,
Yup.
maybe if you had done that in the first half, you may have been a little bit closer, and you may have made me a lot more happy because I had to sweat out a lot of games because 11 points not getting it done. But I think that Dayball is a good coach, but I don't think he's going to survive what's going on in New York right now.
Do you do you feel like he's kind of getting too much of the blame of what's happening in New York at the moment? Like his whether it's his scheme, whether it's just him. If it was me, I'll just be peppering targets to Malik Neighbors as much as I can. I still like Wandale Robinson. I think he looks really good. And what I don't agree with Dayball is benching Tracy. And if you're going to send a message to a rookie, start giving his carries away to Singletary. It's not a bad idea to get him back, securing that ball again. But listen, Dayball, don't you ever in your goddamn life take some goddamn Tracy off the motherfucking field. My fantasy team ride on this shit. I don't need you working against me. All right, put Tracy back on the field. Yes, he has a fumbling problem right now, and you about to fumble your head coaching job too. But listen, put my boy back on the. Don't take my man's off this thing. And you're gonna piss me off. God damn it.
Man,
But
when you find gold like that, you spend it. You don't return it back to the gold shop.
no, no, you don't put it back on the bench. Yes, he is fumbling, but we all fumble through life. But we pick our asses back up and we go for
Man,
that win.
New York Giants legend Tiki
Uh,
Barber was a very notorious
yes,
fumbler.
sir.
He spent the whole season with a football in his hand,
Yes, sir.
and I'd be damned if he didn't fumble again for the rest of his career. I'm sure he did once, but he didn't do it very often. Fumbling is one of the easiest problems to fix. I don't know why coaches feel like they have to be so punitive with the consequences of fumbling.
Mm-hmm.
Um, especially when you're terrible, you need to just put talent on the field and see what happens. I mean, who gives a shit if you
Who
lose by
cares?
14 or 28? You need to make sure you need to find out and make sure that you have your running back of the future, because if you sit him on the bench, there's a good chance that you're going to be drafting another running back next year,
Mm-hmm.
when you already got that guy in house. So give that guy a chance to shine. Spend some more time with him on ball security, um, but don't take him off the field for boring ass Devin Singletary so he can motor for 3 yards a carry. Nobody wants that shit. It's
Nobody
not fun
wants
to
that
watch.
shit.
We here
Nobody
for
wants that
entertainment.
shit.
I want to be entertained when I watch.
Are
Man,
you not entertained?
long runs entertain me. 3 yards a carry put me to fucking sleep.
No lies. You never told a lie, Rocco. And that's how we feel. And Max said he thinks Dayball stays. And I'm not. I wouldn't be upset if he did. Actually, I do think he is a good coach. Um, I think he does need a QB. I think he gets one more year, or they let him get maybe a 2 year extension. They go get Shador. They go get some quarterback in this draft to pair with Tracy, to pair with Malik Neighbors. And I do like what we've seen from Theo Johnson as a tight end in some capacity, right? He's had some splash plays throughout the season. So they have a good foundation. Their offensive line is not terrible. And that defense is growing on me. So I think they have key components to get better. It's just how they maneuver in that direction and how they get
The
there.
the problem is you had thumbhead Daniel Jones who A is scared to throw the ball, B has a noodle arm, and the only thing he brings is a little bit of athleticism on an option play.
No,
Besides that, he don't bring much to the passing game. I mean, and then you compounded the problem putting uh, Thomas DeVito out there, who he's
Tommy.
there. Tommy DeVito, Tommy DeVito for the memes, but not for the football play. Um, I'm more interested to see what they can get out of that. Locke, Drew Locke. I think he looks like he has the best chance of doing anything for this team. If not, I feel like he at least will be more of a YOLO guy, and he will throw the ball. At least that's what I'm praying for my Malik neighbor shares. Um, but yeah, I mean, Dayball can come or he can go. What this team needs is a quarterback. If this team don't get a quarterback, they're gonna be in the same position they are right now. But the funny thing that I read, just with my Google powers, I was reading about the situation, and Malik Neighbors said he stands on business. What he said. He said, "I said what I said. Get me the damn ball."
Get the man the goddamn ball. Listen, I only have two shares of Elite Neighbors, so it's not really hurting my feelings too much. But get this man the goddamn ball.
I
The
got
way
six.
as high as I drafted him at 102, I think it was one. Oh, it wasn't. Oh, no, I take it back. It wasn't 102. It was like 103. I think most people took Neighbors at 103 after MHJ. But no, we no Brian Dayball. You could be seeing your last days in New York. I know the Giants fans could be dickheads, just like Eagle fans. And if you are an Eagle fan watching this, no disrespect, but I said what I said, and I'm standing on that business, my boy. But before, do
Give
you
us
have
show.
something?
We're standing on business.
Standing on business. For our last topic, and actually, before we go to our next topic, if I think Drew Lock would be a perfect waiver wire pickup this week. If you had Tommy DeVito, if you need a QB3 for this week, I seen Drew Lock on waivers quite a few times throughout various leagues. Go get him. Now he might not do nothing. I'm not saying he's going to splash, but even Cooper Rush has been giving serviceable play. Even Cooper Rush has given us over 15-point games. Now they're throwing the hell out that ball, but after comments made by your star receiver that you just drafted saying, "Give me the fucking ball," get that man the fucking ball. Excuse my language, but get that man the goddamn ball.
And one last thing.
Yeah.
Um, I know this guy is feeling like a total sausage head. This guy paid $1,000 for Tommy DeVito. $1,000. Oh, I think, I think Huncho just passed out. So,
Jesus.
somebody come help this man.
Jesus.
He's
This-
falling and he can't get up.
Jesus. He said a
I
thousand.
got the receipts.
Hell to the no. You need to, that's the type of stone and shit that you need to be in. A thousand, just, and he's out this week, so I know you hurt yourself. I know you don't. I know, like, there's no way you just made a rational decision and put a thousand fab on the veto. What we,
For the
come on.
memes.
Yo, come on, baby. That's not what we doing out here. But that last topic of the night, Rocco,
Go.
before we head out, and thank you all for tuning in with us. I think
Absolutely.
this has been our most fun our most fun live show. So thank you all for tuning in and kicking it with us. Danny Nichols. Danny Nichols. I guess we could, before we go to our last topic, we can very much uh, talk about Danny Dimes. Oh yeah, I see you just changed his name. You're funny as hell. Uh, Mr. Daniel Jones signed with the Minnesota Vikings practice squad today. I I like the situation because Sam Darnold has been getting fucked up, has been getting his ass whooped. He's been getting wow. So I
He's been
think
fucked up.
he's been getting fucked up. And I think where I think Daniel Jones can come in is he gives you that insurance policy just in case Darnold does get knocked out. that you have somebody who can give you some type of adequate play, right? I thought he would might have signed with the San Francisco 49ers. I'm glad he didn't, but I guess he was shooting more for. I don't think he thought the 49ers might be making the playoffs, and the Vikings
Hopefully, that's
will.
a signal that Purdy is gonna play,
I think he will. I think
or
Purdy's
they've
back
given
in.
up on their season already.
Yeah, I think Purdy's back in for sure after 1 week. But we'll, if we get another week of Brandon Allen, I might just hurt myself. But I also like to see the 49ers demise. So it's a beautiful thing if you ask me, kind of at the moment. But yes, Mr. Danny Dimes, Danny Nichols, Danny get your ass to the bench has signed with the Minnesota Vikings as their, I guess, their QB2, if you will. Which that room is going to be kind of weird if you bring back Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, and JJ. Okay, I guess a
Ain't
young
nothing.
room.
Ain't none of those assholes standing in the way of JJ. Let me
Ain't none of
let
them.
me
Get them out the way.
let me let me get that out the way right now.
Get them out the way.
They're there keeping his seat warm. They're there to take reps, and he's there to help protect their season this year because they are 9-2, but none of these guys are going to be playing next year
No.
outside of the QB2 room, maybe an emergency quarterback situation. I think this is the. I think we've seen the transition for Danny Pennies, whatever the fuck you want to call him. This is this is the portion of his career where he is becoming a career backup. So
Yes.
there is no more starting position for him. Um, he is the backup. He is the backup currently, and he's an insurance policy. The only way he gets in there is if Darnold, uh, you know, gets himself hurt again, and then he'll play. But let's not get it twisted. He is no longer a starting quarterback. I was just so happy and so blessed. Somebody blessed my inbox with a trade of um, Daniel Jones for Eric All, um, AOC, Aiden O'Connell,
Yes.
and the
I
fourth
believe a fourth.
Vikings,
Yes, a
and
fourth.
in an early fourth.
Hmm.
And oh, I was like, hallelujah. I co-managed this with a friend of mine, and he called me up as soon as that trade hit, and he's like, "We are smashing this, right?" And I said, "Yes, we are smashing this. This was sent from heaven. Like, I couldn't believe our luck that somebody would send this because, in my opinion, Danny Dimes, I've lost all sell window, and he is a zero. So to get anything for him, much less, you know, what could be a Kyle Manangai, somebody of that ilk in the early fourth. Um, AOC, who's going to be starting this week.
Yeah,
He
he
will
is.
be starting this week, not Danny
Yeah,
Dimes. AOC is starting this week. He's gotten
yeah,
full practices in.
that he
He
has.
will be starting. And Eric All, who looked really, really good as a rookie, guy got hurt, but he could sit on my IR. I love the talent of Eric All, and just to get turn Danny Dimes into three assets that all could help me in some way. I mean, I can reflip AOC for a third, you know, maybe as soon as maybe as soon as this week.
You never know. Yeah, whoever needs a quarterback bad. I mean, week 14 is the last, I believe, the last week of buys. So we hope that gets out the way. But
But
hey, Danny Dimes,
to
go
be
ahead.
blessed, it's just crazy to be blessed with this trade because, you know, in my eyes, he became a cut candidate, and to turn him into anything, oh, it was just like happy Thanksgiving to you too.
Daniel Jones, wish you the best in Minnesota. Still fuck you though, as a Cowboys fan here, and I don't wish you nothing. I know. I hope Donald keeps that job 100%.
Knucklehead.
The asshole. Yeah, forget you, Danny Dimes. But you're still a great human being. But our last topic of the night, because he just tore it up last week, and I haven't been the biggest fan or the biggest, hype man of him, but he had an amazing week. Jordan motherfucking Addison 8 catches, 162 yards, and 1 touchdown. Man, did he have himself a week. Rocco, tell me what you think about my man.
Um, what I think about Jordan Addison is, all the responses that I saw on social media. Blue Sky. I don't really check in with Twitter too much. Every once in a while, there's a couple of people I still follow, but um, yeah, I just think about the responses I got, which were, "Thanks, asshole. I've been eliminated 3 weeks ago."
No, I've so before Jordan Addison's big game, I had someone trying to give me Jordan Addison. They was trying to trade for Ladd McConkey, and he was going to give me Jordan Addison and Keon Coleman. I didn't accept before the game because I'm once again go dogs. Y'all know how I feel about my players from Georgia. It's really hard for me to come off of Ladd McConkey. Just one because he's still having a great season, and two because he is a Georgia Bulldog. But I hit him up after the game, not because I wanted to get the trade done, but I was just like, yeah, uh, Woody Woo. I didn't know. I saw it, but no, I didn't pay it no mind. And he was like, yeah, of course you did after Addison had a wide receiver one type week. I was like, sir, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't give a flying fuck what kind of week he had. Go dogs any day. And so whatever week he did have would not have mattered to me when it comes to trade purposes. But on the season, he's hasn't had the most spectacular. He's only had 32 catches, 521 receiving yards, majority of that coming from last game, and 4 touchdowns. And I think he's like wide receiver 36, maybe. He's in that range for the on the season, and you know and then once again, I haven't always been the biggest fan of Jordan Addison, but if I was a contender, if this is something, now that the offense is getting their guys back, Hawkinson's getting back into the groove, Justin Jefferson's always going to be Justin Jefferson, and then you got Aaron Jones, you got Darnold, who I think is underrated in some ways of how he's been playing. If you need another flex or you're just looking for somebody, I wouldn't, Jordan Addison would be somebody who I would be entertaining, but it would depend on that price. Because I know after that 162-yard game, people are going to lose their damn mind talking about, oh, yeah, I need me a first. And you, sir, can go to hell because I'm not paying no first for no Jordan Addison. But what would you pay? What would you be trying to get if you were needing him as a contender?
um, I like it. I like Addison. I think he's got talent. My issue with him is that there's Justin Jefferson, T.J. Hawkinson is back in the fold. I just don't see where I can count on consistency from him.
Mm,
And he's in a weird spot where, you know, I wouldn't want to give up a first,
mm.
but the person that has him wouldn't want to take just a second for him. So maybe a second and maybe like a prospect at receiver. Um, I can't think of who, would be that add in, but like um, maybe
I
like
got
a
you.
second and like a Troy Franklin.
I
Maybe
got
like a
you.
second, like a Javon Baker.
So, would you do if someone offered you Josh Downs someone offered you, I don't know, would you do Josh Downs and Jordan Addison straight up?
Mm, I don't think I would. Downs looks like the number one in Indy right now. I know part of that is because Michael Pittman has a broken back, but Josh Downs has even been, you know, having games with Anthony Richardson, which most people didn't think would happen. So
No.
um, Jordan Addison is definitely in a better offensive environment, but I think I would take Downs over him um, right now.
Jameson Williams or Jordan Addison?
Hmm, that's a good one. I was never a big Jameson Williams fan, but I mean, you can't deny he's having a great year. Um, but I still get a little worried about that because it feels like Detroit. You know, their offense is always going to revolve around those two running backs and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Hmm.
Um, even Laporta hasn't really done anything this year. So if Laporta ever gets back involved, then I feel that Jamison Williams is going to be very super volatile. So
Hmm.
um, that being said, um, to
Hmm.
win, I think I would take. I think I would take. I think I would take. I think I would take Jamison Williams.
Okay, all right. And I'm on keep trade cut right now. Before we go, something I found pretty interesting. They have Jordan Addison ahead of Tank Dell and Josh Downs. Crazy to see how people view Jordan Addison. Would you do Jordan Addison over Tank Dell? I'm taking Tank Dell. But I'm being. I know he hasn't had a good season. Back the fuck up. But I like me some Tank Dell over Jordan Addison.
I think. I think Tank Dell is a. I think Tank Dell is a better receiver, and I think he slots in a lot better than Jordan Addison. You know, if he was healthy, I think him and Nico make a hell of a 1-2 punch where, Jordan Addison is more of a 1-2, maybe
Mhm.
1-3 punch. Um, but, the offensive environment hasn't been good in Houston lately.
Yeah.
I think I would take Addison out, honestly.
Huh. I was.
Although
Yeah.
I think I do like Dell better in a vacuum, but I think I like Addison's situation a little bit better.
I can't be mad at that. And I know I keep saying before we go, but I keep seeing names that are near Jordan Addison, and it's kind of crazy to see the fall of Tyreek Hill because he is. If Jordan Addison is wide receiver 29 on keep trade cut, Tyreek Hill is wide receiver 25, which means he kind of fell. I won't even say kind of. He very much fell from the graces of last year and the previous years of being one of those top wide receivers that everybody wanted to have on their team to just being one of those mid tier, mediocre. Like we seen CD still produce without his quarterback. We seen Justin Jefferson still produce without his quarterback. We seen AJ, not AJ Brown. Who's also have had up and down things with their quarterback. I was trying to think, but guys of that nature, we seen still get it done without their quarterback. While Tyreek Hill, while Tua was out, wasn't doing jack shit, and while Tua's in there, he's still not really doing jack shit or how we want Tyreek Hill to produce. So yeah, I think just looking at keep trade cut was crazy to see how far Tyreek Hill has fallen when it comes to rankings of how people view him. But that is our show. And it was goddamn a fun one. I tell you that one. I think
Oh
by far this was one of our, most fun shows that we've done. What do you think?
I think I, I think we're just getting our reps in. We're just getting better and better every week, and we just want to put out the best show for everybody. But please like, share, and subscribe. That motivates us to put out more and more content. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yes,
yeah,
like, share.
join our free Discord. I don't know if you have the link there, but if you go to our Blue
Um,
Sky page, it's there.
yes, if you like, I'll try to put it in our ticker for the next podcast. But yeah, we do have a free Discord. You can find it on our Blue Sky page. It is free, and we do post anything, whether we're talking about trades for rebuilding, trades for contenders, just normal, general dynasty discussions, start sit discussions, you name it. That's what we're in there talking about it, and we're growing. So
And we're
thank
in these
you.
streets. I mean,
Hmm.
we combine between all of our members. We combine for over 100 leagues. So we see what's happening out in these dynasty streets, and we're speaking from experience.
Yes, yep, exactly what Rocco said. But once again, thank you all for tuning in. We love we love the interaction. We love to coming to y'all and providing the vibes. And we're going to provide it again this Saturday at 11 p.m. Central before the games kick off and before we got to set our lineups and get the hell out of there so we can win for the week too.
Give us 15 minutes of grace.
15 minutes of grace. But once again, thank you, Rocco. It's always a pleasure. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We hope you have a great night, great holiday, happy Thanksgiving. Go eat some turkey. Don't burn down the goddamn